bottom of mid-tier.
Hold on, who
But
is
what you
saying
do-
that Mr. Game & Watch is top 10?
Esam, actually, on I.
There is
But
I'm not
hey,
listening to an Esam opinion.
no, I'm right there with you. But you know, that doesn't stop him from saying it. Anyways, this character right has all of the tools to play out of shield, to play defensively, to keep you in the air on a juggle for so long, but is also incredibly light and doesn't have a ton of range. So the question is, you know, I imagine we're gonna see a lot of Ivysaur here. Maybe a good bit of Charizard too, just as you try and space out this character, keep your pressure on. But the question is, can you do it with all of the mix-ups that Mr. Game & Watch can throw at you?
Yeah, I like seeing the Ivysaur here, especially the Zar. You know, the patented Beast Zar doing a lot of damage and immediately going for that up smash out of shield, punishing Pink Cage, going for that down smash immediately, and that was just a good way to seal out that first stock.
Absolutely, dude. Again, Charizard up smash, as we talked about a couple sets ago, right? Being frame 5, one of the fastest up smashes in the game, means you can just kind of call people out with it sometimes, and it's just gonna work. Speaking of, Beast loves that Flare Blitz. Sometimes he gets clips with it, but a lot of the time he gets called on right out, and that back air from Mr. Game & Watch being disjointed, gonna allow him to just fight right on through it and close out an early stock, right, to keep this damage going, keep this game close. Even though Beast took an early one of his own, this game's dead on even right now, Gert.
Yeah, that Flare Blitz was starting up, but then Pink Cage was just able to get that back air hit at the ledge, sealing out that first stock. But now Pink Cage is constantly keeping Beast in disadvantage. Beast just going to reset back to neutral, trying to get that forward air hit into an up B read, into another up B read, into another up B, trying to look for it again. That forward air just constantly trying to keep Pink Cage in disadvantage this time around. Pink Cage just racking up more and more damage here.
Yep, trying to go for the down air into the lead again. Beast playing incredibly lead heavy tonight. Kind of saying, hey, I don't want to try some of these combos against Game & Watch just because this is so scary if I get reversaled and get juggled. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm just going to try and better player you, right? I'm just going to try and look for these reads. But Pink Cage has been ready, right? Has covered him left, right, and center with these back airs, with these parachutes off the up B. And, you know, I mean, it's just been so impressive how disciplined Pink Cage has been able to play here in this game one.
I'm very surprised that Pink Cage is able to live to 167. That is a very high number for a character like Game & Watch, is historically a very light character. Beast just not able to get these KOs in neutral a lot of the time, and Pink Cage is just extending this lead even further, racking up 68% immediately. We got to see Beast try to get this KO. We're going to see a down throw this time. It is going to be a kill throw against a light character like Pink Cage at 178. Now, Beast still not out of it. We've seen a lot of comebacks. Might switch off to Zard very soon, trying to get that early combo into a kill.
And I love that attempt at the landing bullet seed. It's not something you see often from Ivysaur, but when you do, it does actually combo. So still a very useful tool if a rarely used one, just because of how good Ivysaur's hitboxes above him are. Right now, though, just looking to continue this juggle, Gerd, and managing to get Pink Cage to the ledge. If he can keep him there, he's still very, very much in the lead in this game.
Yeah, the Razor Leaf trying to look for something that up B, just going to get whipped. Now we're going to see another attempt at the Flare Blitz, trying to get back to ledge. You've been trapped and killed 3 times off the side.
Love that button.
Yeah, I
mean,
I respect it, because if you whiff as Pink Cage, then you're staring down a Beast, Charizard, Flare Blitz. But Pink Cage just taking it one step further, getting that hit off the up B, I believe, for a KO on PS2. That is a great way to seal out that stock.
Game & Watch is because after the up B, right, not only does it not put you in Speckle Fall so you can still act out of it, but it increases that horizontal air drift and decreases your vertical fall speed. It means that you can kind of use it to chase people after those edge guards. Just doing a beautiful job, right? Pink Cage finding 2 stocks off of it, pulling it out in the perfect positions just to find these stocks on Beast, call out that high Flare Blitz habit that he's pretty well known to have at this point. And that was really the difference maker in game 1. The question is now going to be, can Beast maintain his composure? Can he keep his mental strong against a character that can be as frustrating to play against as Mr. Game & Watch? And just play a little bit more disciplined, because where he really got caught out, where he really lost his leads, was just getting a little over aggressive, trying to get a little over flashy, and just not willing to kind of take what he's been given and continue kind of his better player approach that was working.
Yeah, I think, like you've been saying, it's just that having that side B habit of Beast trying to recover back to stage, it's happening. But you also have to remember that Beast is getting hit into those situations. If you're Beast, don't get sent off stage in that higher-ish area. You might want to try to recover a little bit more low, if possible, against a character like Game & Watch.
Downside is if you go low, right? Game & Watch also has key, but that character being so light, once the Charizard comes out, once he grabs you, slams your head into the ground with a noggin that big, Gerd, it's gonna crack like an egg. This time, the Flare Blade's gonna work. Pink Cage, assuming an adjustment was gonna come out, Beast said, huh, gotcha. My adjustment's no adjustment because you're not gonna be ready for it after how much it didn't work game one. And Gerd, I mean, Beast is showing up so far with this Zard.
Yeah, I mean, only 12% online, but Beast is going to be saying Zard this entire first stock. Already at 124, there's no reason to switch into Squirtle at this point. You're not going to get that much to conversions off of Squirtle combos here. So
I love the attempt at the parry on that first bacon. Even though he didn't find it, he did get on the second one. Even with the shield block, it still allows him to get on back. That pressure coming on out, and you saw it for a second, a little detail in Ultimate, which is when Game & Watch does that up throw or down throw, it actually switches you over to the character's like little stock icon for the juggler.
I love that little unique trait that Game & Watch has. It's a great add-in by Sakurai. We're going to see these Nair trains coming in are immediately a 53% swing for Pink Cage, racking it up, but that up air already halfway to the blast zone for Ivysaur with Beast is going to seal out that second stock.
And it's only fitting to die that way on PS2 because that move is the size of Jupiter, so getting sent off the top right, blasting off again, like your Team Rocket, making perfect sense, Gerd. But right now, you know, now with playing behind, we're seeing a totally different Pink Cage than we saw game one, because now he's getting forced to approach Beast, right? And we're seeing where Game & Watch can struggle in this matchup, that if you can find a lead, you can catch their approaches all day. But when you have to approach them, you kind of struggle with the same thing they do against you, which is, how do you actually get in against this character consistently?
I mean, it's going to be hard, but Beast already racking up that damage with that back throw, back throw into back air, almost killing. I mean, a light character such as Game & Watch will die to that. 161%, another back air hit coming in. Max Rage now on live for Beast, 53%. Pink Cage is in a very scary situation. Now we're seeing Zard just trying to go for these F-tilt sweet spots, not going to matter. And now Beast having commanding lead, potentially going to a game number 3.
Yep, looking for the down tilt, trying to find some pressure here. The back air gonna at least put you in the corner, but the armor on fly. Beast playing so aware. He finally, right when pushed into shove, Gerd went for that mix-up, went for the going low that you wanted to see more from him after game one, and made it work, right? Made it work, closed it out when it mattered most, and it was able to find the reversal into the game. We saw Beast just play a lot more patient. We really saw him lean on his Charizard, right? Not mess around with the Squirtle, not mess around with the Ivysaur nearly as much. We did see that stock come out, but for the most part, it was Charizard bringing it home.
Yeah, and Beast did a really good recognition, realizing that Pink Cage needed to get some sort of stock. So obviously going for that down air, going into that drop zone area was a really good option. But Beast taking it one step further, knowing, I have armor on my uppy. I can just counter that down air with that uppy, and you're going to potentially die with my max rage and Pink Cage already being at 100%. It's a great way for Beast to seal out that game number 2. We're going to see game number 3 on Smashville. Winner of this is going to be moving on to the top cut, top 24 side of Fusion. Let's see how it goes.
It is a very scary stage counter pick for game number 3. Because sure, Game & Watch is great here, right? You have some less space for them to get away from you. You've got that center platform for them to juggle. You've got the smaller blast zones, which let you get the edge guards earlier, and you've got a great recovery. But guess what? Pokemon trainers got all those things too, and I mean, right? Charizard's just gonna live longer than you, and it's gonna kill you sooner than you're gonna kill them. So at the end, it's very scary, but it's very volatile, because if you're winning neutral, if you're controlling stage, yeah, the benefits of this stage are great, but it also amplifies your weaknesses in this matchup as well, Gerd. That's kind of what I'm worried about right now.
Yeah, it's just a matter of who's going to be able to have the control in the game. Right now, it's looking like it's Beast only having 74% compared to the 150 that Pink Cage has. A lot of options right now are going to be able to get the KO. We might be able to see a down throw off of Ivysaur. Yep, and that's going to be sealing out that first stock. Now Beast having a commanding lead, only at 87%, still has Zard in the back, trying to survive this first stock.
And what we've seen, the adjustment in games 2 and 3 as well, and much more so here, right? We're seeing him Beast start to rely a lot more on grounded dash dances, especially when he can retreat under this platform, so he's not at risk of getting called out by these falling aerials, getting called out by E, and then going for dash grabs, right? Really leaning on Ivysaur's huge grab range to play outside of the pressure that Game & Watch has, right? Great hitboxes, but they are pretty stubby. So it can matter, but at the end of the day, Beast also just like beautiful route there, right? Trying to just let himself get hit and doing so to allow him to just get back to stage much more safely. And it's going to result in a 3-to-1 stock situation instead of what could have been an even game just moments ago.
Yeah, and this was on Pink Cage's counter pick, I believe, having been able to, lose that first. No, I guess it wasn't a good thing. He lost game number 2, pick Smashville, hoping, it'd go in his favor. But right now, Beast is capitalizing the Smashville pick from Pink Cage in full effect. Now Beast is still at 159%, and Beast is still cooking with all of these hits, and it's just not doing anything. That Flare Blitz is going to be coming through, racking up the damage.
And when the Beast Flare Blitz is hitting, his opponent is shaken. They know he's going to go for it. They're getting hit by it anyways. And right now, it's just a mountain to climb, right? Such a ways to go for Pink Cage to get back in the game, but it starts with one stock Gerd, and one stock is what he's gonna find. The juggle situation to boot. Now he has control of the center platform. If he can maintain at least contesting stage control rather than having to kind of claw his way back, he can absolutely play himself back into this game, but it's going to be difficult.
I think something that we were seeing is like, in game 1, we saw that Beast was able to, lose the stocks from being edge guarded, but Beast has not been in a situation to be edge guarded a lot, especially in game number 1. So Beast has been just adapting so well, and Pink Cage has not been able to get these KOs at all. Pink Cage trying to go for that down smash, not able to get anything. Beast was already at the platform trying to get that back air, and another back air, feeding out the tether recovery, trying to look for another back air, but that Flare Blitz is going to be coming in, immediately getting the KO.
Beast delayed that Flare Blitz, right? He got hit by all the ones earlier in the exact same situation. He got hit by all the up B's first Flare Blitz. So that last one, that last moment it matters, he delays the Flare Blitz just slightly to call out that up B that Pink Cage is going to throw, because, well, it's worked every other time, so why should it be any different here? The big difference in that game 3, right, other than those grabs that first stock, was that center platform. Beast was just able to play underneath it for significant periods of that set, which neutralizes Game & Watch's ability to kind of come down on top of you with Ki, and neutralizes his ability at low percents to get grab combos because you get put in a tech situation on the platform and you can kind of get out of them. It neutralizes your ability to safely pressure your opponent with Bomb, which is one of Game & Watch's best just kind of conditioning tools. And it forces him to approach you with these falling back airs, with these rising back airs, and that's just really easy for Pokemon Trainer, for all 3 Pokemon to deal with when they only have to worry about dealing with you from one side with a couple moves. And, even though the space, if Pink Cage had taken the first stock, was able to play with a lead, I think the stage would have been really good for him. But it increases the volatility of an already volatile matchup, and falling behind early, it just makes that ability to come back just so much harder.
Something that I didn't really see too much, we didn't really see a lot of up smashes or down smashes, because you'd think those are really good tools to use for Game & Watch, right?
We saw them a lot, actually. We just didn't see them. We didn't see Beast getting hit by them. We saw him throw them out a lot in neutral when you're trying to catch your opponent, which you see a lot of times, trying to find maybe right a cheeky dash in, or try to land on top of you, or something like that, right? Because you release them, they come out very quick, they have very low end lag, so they're relatively safe buttons.